Wednesday, also a big day for the Rutgers football team as they unveil their best recruiting class ever. We'll talk about that and some of the state's top players with Chris Melvin from EliteRecruits.com next.
Most importantly, the kind of people they are. So we're going to try to see this thing through to signing date and probably sign, what is probably the best class that we've signed here.
Not probably, Coach Schiano. Definitely. Thanks to that big guy right there, Anthony Davis, the All-American offensive tackle out of Piscataway, a great All-American, I might add. The Scarlet Knight should have their best recruiting class ever when signing day arrives this Wednesday. And these are the latest Big East teams among the top 25 recruiting classes in the country. Very impressive. Pitt at number 8, West Virginia 22, Rutgers right there at 25. Of course, these numbers will vary from each rating service. They could change slightly by Wednesday, but let's put it this way. Rutgers has never had a top 30 class, let alone top 25. And there's no question Rutgers is getting commitments from better players than they've ever had before, thanks to their success on the field the past 2 years. I'm here to talk about this class and some of the blue chip talent in the great state of New Jersey. Chris Melvin from EliteRecruits.com, one of the top evaluators of talent in the state of New Jersey. Chris, thanks for taking time out on the Super Bowl Sunday.
Great to be here again.
Chris, what impresses you the most about this Rutgers class when you look at the 22 players they have committed so far?
Impact ball players. Believe it or not, the offensive line. The fact that they emphasized on getting offensive linemen. And not only did they do that, they also got the top offensive lineman I project in the country, in Anthony Davis. Special ball player, and I think he's going to be an impact ball player for him.
And a player who could probably step right in and start right away, you think, his freshman year?
Without a question. Without a question. He has everything. He has all the athletic ability that you need, and I think that he's going to step right in and do it.
Pencil him in at left tackle for Mike Teal. I'm sure he'd like that. All right. We know that they're doing a job of getting players in state. Let's look at it by position. You mentioned the linemen that they get there. 11 of the top 22 players that Rutgers has signed, they're offensive or defensive linemen. And when you break it down by position, you also see a need there addressed. Linebackers, they got 4, led by one of your favorite players in New Jersey, Manny Abreu from Union Hill.
Without a question. He's an impact ball player, a guy who chases the ball sideline sideline. I think he's also going to be an impact ball player for Coach Schiano this year.
And they also got a top safety out of Florida, a little bit out of Chris's recruiting area, but Joseph Leffigate, one of the top safeties in the state of Florida. Let's focus a little bit on New Jersey, because one of the complaints we always say about Rutgers is, hey, they have to get in-state players. They never get in-state players. Well, this year they got the best player in New Jersey in Anthony Davis, and they have some pretty, they have a smattering of top 20 players, top 25 players.
That's true. We mentioned most of the guys, well, a few of them, but there's a lot of guys they did get. They got Joe Martin from Hopatcon. They have a couple other guys that are going to make Keith Newell from Trenton Central, Desmond Stapleton from Union. He's also an impact ball player. Mason Robinson from Somerville. Great ball players are going to be phenomenal ball players for Coach Schiano next couple years.
And one of the teams, we always know that there are teams out there, schools that do well in the state of New Jersey. There's so much talent here. What school or schools really did well in New Jersey?
There's a couple of them, but Syracuse is the top of the list for me as far as recruiting. They came to New Jersey and they got some impact ball players. And the kid Demond Murkison from St. Mary's, one of the top receivers in the state. Mike Milley from Manasquan. Yeah. He's also an impact ball player, and he's going to do some special things up there. Lamar Middleton from Shabazz. They got a couple other guys that they may, I'm not sure we could talk about it, but a kid named Chaz Avino, he's decided between Colorado and Syracuse. We'll see what happens.
So you're thinking maybe Syracuse?
Possibly.
Possibly. All right. You don't want to reveal
I can't reveal that. That's exactly. I think it's possible. It's a great chance that Chaz may be headed to the Orange.
All right. Well, Chaz and a few other guys from DePaul will be signing Tuesday, the day before signing day, Wednesday, February 7th. Check it out. Rutgers expected to sign their best recruiting class ever. Chris Melvin, thanks for the time. Wish we had more.
Anytime.
Chris Melvin, EliteRecruits.com. All right. We'll remember.